Don't bury your talent. Imagine it's Christmas morning and someone has gotten you a very expensive gift. And this gift, you wanted it, right? And you were asking for it. And as a result, you get the gift. And instead of using the gift, you don't even open the gift. You don't even use the gift. And when the gift giver comes to the room and looks in your room, it's still wrapped up in the corner of your room, never being touched, collecting dust. And then they even wonder why they gave you the gift in the first place. Well, something similar actually happens in our lives, but in particular is highlighted in the Bible. There's a story where there is a very, very rich man who gives some of his employees a lot of money. And this story is actually found in Matthew, where Jesus shares a story of a very rich man, right? He's gonna go on a trip. He has some employees, he has some servants, the Bible says. He says, I'm gonna give you some money, right? I'm gonna give you some talents, and I'm gonna leave these with you because I need you to multiply these things. I need you to use this to maximize it, right? So in today's term, when we say talent, you may think of America's Got Talent. You may think of singing or a gift or a musical instrument, right? Something like that. But in this case, talent is a lot of money. And similar to the stock market, how you invest in the stock market and you put money in the stock market, you're not just giving them a donation, right? You're investing in the stock market to get dividends, to get a return, to receive a multiplication of the money that you put in. And the master is very clear. He's giving them this money as he goes on this trip so that they can make more money, right? He's looking for returns from each and every single piece of wealth that he's given them in this case. So for the first investor, he gives this guy 5 talents. 5 talents. Like I said, the 5 represents a lot of money, right? And his job, after getting the 5 talents, he goes on the marketplace and he doubles the money before the master gets back, and he gets 10 talents. The second investor receives 2 talents, and as a result, when he goes out in the marketplace, he takes initiative, he takes risk, and as a result, he turns it into 4. But the last investor, he's scared. He doesn't know what to do with the money, right? He doesn't ask advice from the other 2 guys, but instead, he sits on the talent. He digs a hole in the ground, puts it on the ground. He says, it's better that I don't lose the money than not to even try making more in the first place. And when he makes this decision, man, guys, that was probably the worst decision that he could have made, because he does not open the gift. He buries it. He takes the treasure, buries it in the ground. He decides that the talent that he was given was so valuable that it was better that nobody saw it. It was better that he kept it in the ground. It was better that it didn't multiply and didn't expand. So he didn't cultivate that talent. He didn't multiply that one talent. And as a result, he hides the talent that was given him. And so just like the gift that's sitting in the corner of the room, the last investor, he literally just doesn't use the gift. He doesn't even open it. In fact, I imagine it's like a treasure chest. He digs a hole, puts it in the ground, and it just sits there, unopened, discarded. And it just makes people wonder, like, why do you even have that if you're not even gonna use it? And the same analogy, right, in this financial example, right, when the servant is digging a hole and literally getting rid of his talents, like in the Bible, I'm challenging you guys, do not bury your talent. There are gifts inside of you that you may not even know that you have, right? But in order for you to cultivate those gifts, to multiply them, is you have to actually go about doing the hard and dirty work of making it happen, right? Going in the marketplace and taking risk. So I have to give an example from my life. When I started creating content and I started landing clients, one of the things that really I struggled with was figuring out my niche, right? So when I first started in business, I did not know what I was doing. My story is, I knew I wanted to work with motivational speakers. I found a motivational speaker and I offered him my services for free. And for a whole year, I was learning content creation. I learned everything I could on YouTube. The only thing in exchange was this guy literally, he was so gracious because he let me fail on his brand and fail and fail and fail. And then eventually, I learned how to create videos. I learned how to take pictures, right? But it was because I was willing to take the risk of losing. And in order for you to get good at something, you have to risk being bad at it for a short time. So now I create online courses, passive income with my clients. And I'm actually in a season where I'm looking forward to getting more speaking opportunities, right? I'm putting myself out on camera. I'm speaking. I'm creating content specifically that's motivational to help change the mindset of people so that they can become the best versions of themselves that they can be. And that's why MVP exists. So we help motivational speakers, mindset coaches, create content. And then on the side, I'm also a photographer, and I take family photos whenever I get an opportunity. But the point is this: if you're not using your gift and taking risk with the gift that God has given you, right? Just like in the parable of the talents found in the Bible, this man literally wastes the gift, the talent that God has given him. Instead of investing the time to figure out how to go multiply that gift, he's scared. Fear will hold you back for the simple fact that it will make you think that your job is to protect the talent. No, put it out for the world. Let people know that you've got something and that you're willing to be bad at it. Maybe he was afraid of going into a new business or of losing all the money. And that's fair, that's valid. But at the end of the day, don't let fear stop you from being successful, right? Because fear stands for false evidence appearing real. It's not even real in the first place, right? He's expecting bad things to happen, or maybe he's experiencing imposter syndrome. Maybe he's going through doubt. Maybe there's something in his mind that's causing him to have a victim mentality that says that I can't multiply this money. I'm not good enough. And as a result, the talent and the gift that was given to him, the rich man comes back to the employees. He takes that gift from the guy with one talent and gives it to the others who have more because they were using the gift. And so I'm telling you, if you're a motivational speaker and you feel that you are called by God himself, or you feel like there's something in your soul that says there's a book inside of me, and the only way for you to get good at creating content, writing scripts, is to do it. You have to go through the process of potentially losing some money. All right, you have to go through the process of putting your stuff out in the marketplace, going on social media, putting out some content, right? And being content with negative feedback. Are you afraid of what people are gonna say about you? Are you afraid of how you look? Are you afraid? Because the reality is, the content that you're creating could change someone's life. The content that you're creating can multiply itself and create an impact that can inspire people and change people's lives. And I am extremely aware of that. So when I decided to work with motivational speakers, I'm like, guys go on, you travel, you speak, and you're not creating any videos. Like, what are you doing? So Media Victor Pro MVP exists to help motivational speakers expand their message by creating online courses, right? By creating passive income. You go on, you do a speech, you get paid one time. Why not turn that speech into a course? Why not turn the books that you're writing into a video course and make more money with it, right? Tell your story, right? And so you can impact more people. And that's why I exist. So I told you my story. You know why my company exists, right? But at the end of the day, the gift that I was given was a camera, right? It disguised itself as a business. I didn't know that when I got the camera for the first time that I would be doing what I'm doing right now to the level that I'm doing it, right? And so when the gift is given to you, you need to take the risk of doing the hard work. For me, I paid in time versus money. I spent a whole bunch of time failing. I remember when I was editing and we recorded a whole speech and then the computer crashes on me. I was editing in Premiere Pro and I had to recreate the whole video from scratch. I had to go find the music, had to put it back together. And this was a piece of content that I knew would be inspiring to other people. But because I was passionate about the mission and I knew why I was doing it, I did it again, even without receiving a paycheck. And so what I'm gonna challenge you guys is this. You gotta be willing to be uncomfortable and do the work that's needed to cultivate your talent right now. Don't bury your talent in the ground. Stop waiting for an opportunity that's just perfect, for all the streets to be green, for you to go and chase your opportunity. No, start right now by doing little things that you can start moving on up in maximizing your gift. Like I said, if you feel called to be a speaker, start putting out videos to help people reframe their mindset. The videos don't have to be high quality, right? They just need to be something, because there's somebody who's literally, they're just one speech away from giving up and they need to hear you. Maybe there's a book inside of you. You need to be writing a book. You need to put it out there because there's someone who's going to read that book and it's going to change their life. So they're going to want to go and do better in their lives. And so I'm challenging you to multiply the gifts that you have. And also, I believe too, when you multiply your gifts, as a result, just like in the story, you're gonna make more money, right? If I'm promoting what I'm doing and I'm telling people about all the things that I'm doing behind the scenes, there's no way someone's gonna not wanna do business with me, right? I create online courses specifically for motivational speakers, and I want to continue to do that at the highest level. But I've got to be willing to put myself out there. I got to be willing to go on the marketplace. I got to be willing to fail, right? And that's okay, because that's a part of whatever the gift that you have. And mastering your craft, it's going to take time, it's going to take energy, but at the end of the day, I don't want at the end of my life, when Jesus comes back, for him to say that I wasted the gift that I gave you. Rayno, I gave you that camera and you didn't use it to your potential. I gave you this gift to continue to speak and to motivate into people's lives, and you didn't make any videos. You didn't even put out a single piece of content to help multiply the people that are around you, to help them magnify the gifts that were inside of them. No, Rayno, I gave you this ability for a reason. I need you to live in your gifting. I need you to live in your calling. Don't sleep on your gifts, bro. I've got a plan for you. And this is what I need you to do. And so when I'm doing that, in the moment, it may feel bad, but as a result, the world will be able to be blessed by the videos I'm creating, because at the end of the day, we're gonna die. And I know that when I die, these videos that I'm creating, they're gonna live on the internet forever. The books that we create, right? They're gonna live forever, right? And that's the whole goal, is to leave a legacy. Not just to make multiple streams of income, but to make multiple streams of impact. My video right now, this video can impact somebody even after I'm dead in the grave. Can you imagine? So you make a video one time, you write a book one time, and then you have a grandchild read that book that you never even meet. And then that grandchild says to themselves, I want to be successful because grandpa wrote this book, or grandpa made this video, and I'm going to go and be successful because of the impact. That's the impact that you can make. So don't let you not being good enough be the reason why you don't impact the world the way you know you feel called to. Secondly, I would like to say this. Les Brown said this. He said that the richest place in the world is the graveyard. There are literally gifts in people that were buried in the ground when they died. The richest place in the world is not a bank. The richest place in the world is not a diamond mine. It's the graveyard. There's so many people that die, but there's very few people who live according to their gifts. Very few people. Everybody dies, but very few people are living according to their gifts. So many people have been buried in the ground with so many businesses inside of them. So many people have been buried in the ground with books inside of them. So many people have been buried in the ground with that keynote motivational speech inside of them. And no one will ever hear it because they let that gift die inside of them. So don't be like that kid. Like I said, it's Christmas morning, you get a gift, and instead of using the gift, you don't even open the gift. You don't even use the gift, and the gift is you being a professional motivational speaker. The gift is you being someone who's going to go into this world and impact it for good. But instead of opening that gift, you let that gift sit in the corner. You waste that opportunity, right? Because you're distracted with things that are unrelated to your purpose. And I'm so grateful that today I'm living in my gift. I'm walking in my gift. I'm walking in my talent of creating videos. And this is something that I'm going to do. I know that with every single video that I create, I make an impact, not just today, but for the future. And that is the key. So I'm challenging you guys to not let the gifts that are inside of you die within you. Don't let them die inside of you. You've got talents inside of you. Like, I didn't know when I first started taking pictures, I didn't know that this would turn into what it is now. But there's something inside of you that needs to come out, and it only comes through the process of growth. You gotta be willing to fail. You gotta be willing to make mistakes. And that man in the Bible story who didn't want to take the risk of failing, who didn't want to take the risk of being ridiculed, of losing all the money, right? He missed out on a blessing to learn those lessons needed in order to multiply the talents that were given to him. So I'm challenging you guys, don't be afraid of doing the hard work. Don't be lazy. Use your gift, maximize it, and it may not be overnight. But I promise you, it's a beautiful thing when you go through that process of mastering your craft and doing what it takes. Then, at the end of your life, you will live with no regrets because you did the thing that you never could imagine that you did, right? So go ahead and make it happen for yourself. Don't bury your talent in the ground. Don't bury your gift in the ground. And don't let the end of your life come where you're buried in the ground with your gift. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen, guys. Because life is too short. Let's make an impact on people's lives while also focusing on income producing activities so we can make an impact with the things that we're doing, right? Please, guys, don't make the mistake. Don't make excuses. Be a victor and not a victim of your life today. Yes, it's gonna be uncomfortable, but I promise you, it is worth it. If you enjoyed that video, please make sure you share this video with someone in your life that needs to hear this message. Also, make sure you are continuing to do the work that's needed to be successful today.